Hi people in art. So I'm Aguiar and this is a journal. This is the creative journal. This video, the first podcast I'm doing, this one is to the creative journal. I'm going to talk about the struggles about being an artist. So, because being an artist is not a world full of rainbows and unicorns. Damn it. I'm kidding, it is. But during the path of a creative, you have the tricky parts, the rough parts. Like the first one I'm going to talk about is the lack of, or the block of creativity. You're not feeling inspire. So what do? Give up? No, not that. You don't do that. When you struggle about doing something creative, first of all, every creative goes through that several times during the week, during the month, during the life. Okay, so the difference is how you deal with it. I'm going to help you. I want to help you a little bit with this. When you're having a block or you're struggling, what you have to do, the best thing you have to do is stop for a little bit, go do something else, go for a walk, go for a coffee with friends, go do something else, put your heads in other things, because creativity comes from everywhere. You have to take a little bit off. You have to take your head off that project for a little bit and think about other things and do things that might inspire you. Because when you do things that make you happy, when you're with a friend talking and going on a walk or something, sometimes it helps you. Sometimes no, it helps you get rid of that block. That's one way. I have a sentence on my computer, on my monitor, saying, learn to take a break and not to give up. Because there's a lot of creatives that are starting. Normally they are starting, and when they get this creative block, they give up. It's not for me. I'm not going to do music anymore. I'm not going to draw anymore. If I can't do this, I'm not meant to be doing it. That's wrong. That's wrong. You have to learn how to rest a little bit. You have to be inspired. Go be inspired. Do anything else. Go do other things. Go inspire yourself. Leave that problem for a little bit. Sometimes I know you have like dates to go by, dates to, how do you say it, dates to give your work and everything because of job and idle problems. But even in that situations, the best thing is to learn to get away a little bit, see it from another perspective. Sometimes we're looking at the same thing the same way, always like this, and just leaning a little bit behind, you can look through here, and the problem looks completely different. Go do other things. Go have fun a little bit. Play your favorite video game. Go have a coffee. Go for a walk. Do something else to feel inspired, because inspiration comes from everywhere. I'm going to talk a little bit about this in another podcast, to help you create your creative process and everything, your creative space and what to do with it and everything. But that's for the future. Another problem creatives go through is not being good enough. Not being good enough. I'm not good enough for it. I'm gonna talk about my experience. It's easier for me. So, I do stage. Basically, I'm a host. I entertain in the stage. But I do this because I love to doing it. And when I get a job that is paid, I think I'm not good enough to do it. Because I do this, my head is like, you do that for, like, you do that for a hobby, you like doing that, but you're not good enough to be paid. People say to me all the time, you're awesome on the stage, you're good, but I appreciate that a lot. Thank you guys, thank you my friends, thank you everyone, but sometimes, until I look at that in my way and say, okay, I'm good enough, I will never feel that I'm good enough to earn money doing it. But that's wrong, basically, because if people call you to do the job, if people call me to do stage, it's because they think I'm good enough, that I'm good enough to get paid to do that. I know it's very difficult to expose your work there outside and everything. It's very difficult. A lot of artists have like struggle with that. They feel like they are being judged, and it's very sensible because you're showing a little bit of yourself out there for people to criticize. While I'm doing this, I'm pouring myself out. I'm going to talk in the future about my problems I went through, situations, experience, everything. I'm pouring myself out. It's difficult to do that for some people. Depends on a lot of things, but it's so good sometimes. I know they're the haters and everything, but it's so cool when you do a painting or something, a drawing or music for yourself, for your entertainment, and you put it out there and people love it. People give you good feedback, not constructive feedback, like I like that but I didn't like that because it's too fast. But we have to ignore the destructive feedback and look at the good one and the one that will help us grow up. If you're look at this way, if you don't feel confident enough to put your work out there, create like an alter ego and put it out there as Fernando Mariachi. Do that. Create an alter ego, create a different name, create a website, put your work there, because you don't have to do it. Let's be honest. You don't have to do it, but if you want to do that for life, at some point you have to do it. Okay? If you want to earn money, if you want to do your life, professional life, doing that, whatever it is, you have to expose your work. It's not easy for some people, but you have to do it at some point. Don't rush it, but you have to do it at some point when you feel prepared. But if that helps, I know a lot of people, a lot of artists that do this. They create an alter ego and they post everything there as the name they choose. Oh, I remember something. A friend of mine says this helps on the other problem, the block when you have a creative block. Breathe, just breathe. Just keep breathing. I don't remember. No, just keep swimming. Okay, I changed it a little bit, but just breathe. But you're thinking, oh Rui, but I already breathe, and all my life I breathe. I'm breathing right now. Look at me. You seeing it? But really, really, really breathe. Like a deep breath. Like several. Do that. It helps, really. When I'm in stress, I just stop for a little bit. If I'm nervous about doing something, and I remember my friends saying, just breathe. And I'm like, okay, let's give it a try. And I breathe, and it helps. This a simple thing that we do every day. If you do it right, at the right time, the right way, it helps on your life, basically. Try it out. Another problem I'm only talk about 3 problems. The third problem I'm going to talk about in this podcast is the feeling that you're alone, that you don't have support of anyone. This is a difficult one for me to speak about because I have a rule that is I speak with my friends when I'm feeling bad, when I'm feeling down. I speak with my friends. They help me. But let's talk about my experience for a second on the creative side of this. So when I start creating my first YouTube channel, we were 4, but each one of us looked at that project in a different way. I wanted to do that for a professional life. I want to do like that kind of projects, working on creating videos and everything. So I look at that in a different way. I look at it in a professional way. So I start looking for people that already went through what I'm going to go through. So they are more far ahead in a path that I'm still traveling. So they can teach me about things that are coming in my way. But I wanted people like that, but I didn't have anyone. It was very difficult for me. I love being surrounded by creative people. But funny thing is, when I start doing this, when I start looking for other creatives, and I start going to conventions and everything to find people of my areas, my geek area, I start finding other creatives here in Portugal that were far ahead in the past, that they can teach me about. It was awesome meeting people like that. So what I'm saying is, in our days, there's something very good and bad that is the internet. You can find people on the forums, on social media, that can help you, that can work with you, can do project with you, do a music project with you, a video, a collab, something. There's a lot of people. I know it's difficult because you're showing yourself to other people and you don't know the other person sometimes, and you have to work with them and you don't know how it's going to be, but sometimes it's very good for you. It is an awesome experience to meet people of your other people that is creative like you and they are doing jobs similar to you, and they can help you. Believe me, they help me. It's so cool when you have friends that you can test. Basically, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Oh, I think it's a good idea, but you have to do they give you good feedback, the one that help you grow, not the one to make you give up everything. So think about that. Surround by people that you like, that can help you. Well, this was some of the problems that a creative have. If you like it, leave a like, subscribe. If you are a creative, if you want to leave the link of your work on the comments down in the video, feel free to. I'll gladly look at them. And if you want, I can give some feedback if you want. So, but remember, it is a rough path that a creative have to walk to, but it is an awesome experience, believe me. So, in the next podcast, I'm going to talk about the good things about being creative. This is not only sad videos, believe me. I have good subjects coming through. I want to help people with this channel. I want to help people and be helped. So guys, thank you for watching, and continue always being awesome. So, bye.